I've travelled to Plaistow in East London, a vibrant and well-connected part of the capital. It's also the birthplace of singer and actor David Essex. Now, the question is, does the auction lot I'm here to see have the same showbiz quality? And will it have the potential to be turned into a star?
I'm coming home soon. I'm gonna make you a star.
Well, if the other properties in the street are anything to go by, maybe...
Oh, maybe not. Here it is, in all its burnt-out glory. Look at that. Hold me close, don't let me go. I don't think it's going to make anybody feel sentimental. But it was guided at 155,000, so maybe somebody will want to get up close and personal with this house. Let's have a look inside this two-bedroom Victorian property.
There's obviously been some fire damage here, although thankfully no one was injured. But whilst it doesn't look so welcoming from the outside, appearances can be deceptive.
Hey, judge a book by looking at the cover.
Well, it's certainly one huge room that you walk into here. That's because the owner has obviously taken out this wall and just created this rather large open-plan living space. You know, you can be in either camp. You like the big space, or you would prefer to reinstate the wall and have two separate reception rooms. That might be a good idea if you're planning on letting this to tenants. But one thing I have noticed, which is a big old tick, the windows are in really good nick. Seeing those boards outside sometimes frightens you a little and you think, I may need to replace the windows. But in this case, you can see they're in really good condition, so, you know, a bit of money saved there. The kitchen, well, half the ceiling's falling down. That really does need a bit of a reconfigure. But my guess is that most of the damage is upstairs because it doesn't look too bad down here. I'm going to go upstairs and check it out. Wish me luck. Yes, it's certainly in a bad way up here, and you can really smell the burning. Gosh, it's incredibly shabby, and it needs a lot of attention. You can see one of the bedrooms there is just almost falling apart. All the window sills have melted. The second bedroom through here is pretty much in a bad way. I'm not actually going to venture through there because I think it's quite dangerous. And the bathroom, well, is going to completely need ripping out and starting over. One thing's for sure, a structural survey is needed here.
Anyone buying a property should obtain a structural survey before parting with their hard-earned pennies. But here, crucial. The fire damage may just look superficial to the untrained eye, but could explain all sorts of nasty surprises. Getting the gas and electrics looked at is an absolute must. If you're thinking of purchasing something similar, always get the experts in. The layout here could benefit from a rejig. The large bathroom could be made into a third bedroom, but that would mean creating a new bathroom downstairs. Alternatively, and less expensively, the large lounge could be split in two to create a downstairs bedroom. It's great for a property to have possibilities, but it all depends on who's going to live in it.
Now, if you were thinking of letting this, it's an ideal garden for tenants as it's paved and low maintenance. It's not the biggest outside space, but one way to improve it would be to have some large doors leading out from the kitchen, where that window is just there. Now, after looking around a fire-damaged property all morning, it's quite nice to get some fresh air.
There is a light drizzle here, but believe it or not, a rainy day is ideal to view a property, as it lets you see if the guttering is doing its job or not, as the case may be.
Looking at this guttering and downpipe, well, there's no drain here to collect the rainwater. But at least there's a slight incline to help the water escape and flow out into the road. But I can't help think it's far from ideal. You know, on a rainy day, you don't want a big, muddy puddle right outside your front door.
We asked a local estate agent to dish the dirt on this fire-damaged property, and it's £155,000 guide price.
Needs a little bit of refurbishment. I think it needs new wiring, a new central heating system. I would personally take the whole lot out and start again. It's got great potential though. It's a nice family home.
If the purchaser does the required work, what could they sell the house on for?
Approximately £200,000 as a 2-bed. As a 3-bed, I would put it on the market for £225,000.
What monthly rental could it earn?
As a 2-bed, you'd be looking at a rental income of about £1,000. As a 3-bed, you would be looking at a rental income of about £1,200.
Dangerous, dingy and burnt out, this house requires an extensive makeover. It won't be a cheap job, but once renovated, well, it could be a nice little earner, and so maybe it could be a good rental investment. Let's find out who agreed with me as we go to auction.
I like this lot. 150 anywhere? Yes. 150, thank you. 150. 151. 152. 153. 154. 155. 156. 157. 158. 159. 160. 161. 162. 163. 164. 165. 166. 167, 168, 169, 170, 171, 172, 173, 174, 175, 176. Have a think. 176 elsewhere. 176, another 1,000, if not 175. First time, second time, third and last time. You're all done. Sold 175. Well bought.
That successful bid of $175,000 came from entrepreneur Sydney, who attended the auction with his niece. He runs and owns a children's nursery and an ink cartridge refilling business. Plus, he develops property as a sideline venture. And he's no stranger to this street.
Back in business and ain't it grand? Let the good times roll.
Sydney, congratulations. Great news for you that you managed to secure this on auction day.
Yeah.
Why did you want to buy it?
I bought my first house on this street about 11 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and I thought, when I saw it, I thought it would be nice to have this as well.
So is this like an identical house to the other one you own in the street?
It is identical, but this is a bit bigger.
So what do you want to do with this, and why did you want to buy another house?
I want to rent it out, do it up a bit, and then rent it out, and just for investment, really, for the future.
So did you view this property prior to the auction?
I did, yes.
And did the fire damage not put you off?
Not really, because I sort of saw, well, little I know, how much damage was done. It was kind of cosmetic, no structural damage.
So did you get a structural survey on this property before the auction?
Yes, yeah.
You did, so that was good. So at least you could read through that and you had the safety net of knowing there was nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
Sydney made the sensible decision to have this survey before going to the auction. This means he can cost the job properly, and knowing he doesn't have to rectify any serious structural damage will save him some serious cash.
So what is the big plan? Where are you going to start? Because you've got some work to do before you can even think about letting this to tenants.
That's right, yeah. We'll start from upstairs, stripping the ceiling down, the plaster of the wall, replastering, skimming, and then partition is coming down here. And obviously the wiring is redone, the plumbing, central heating, boiler, everything.
So you're going to put a partition up in this room? That's interesting.
Yes, I am, yeah. That's what my tenants have asked for, because I have tenants lined up already.
So currently it's a 2-bedroom property.
Yes.
With a bathroom upstairs.
That's right.
Are you going to keep that configuration?
For now, I am, yes, because I need to get it done as quickly as possible.
So what are you going to do with the other room? That means you'll have 2 reception rooms downstairs.
That's right, yes, yeah.
And are you going to keep that as 2 reception rooms?
2 reception rooms, yeah. Well, the tenants can do what they want with it.
Sydney's in a good position here. His tenants are ready to move in and pay $1,100 a month in rent. For now, he's holding off the more pricey idea of moving the bathroom downstairs because there's some pressure when it comes to how he financed the property.
A bulk of it is from my savings, and then I got some money from my friends and my wife. And as soon as it's all done, hopefully remortgage it and give them their money back.
And are you going to have to pay them interest?
Yes, I agreed 1% interest a month.
So that is fair?
Yes.
And that, because of that, it's allowed you to buy this property?
That's right, yes.
So you've got to do it as quick as possible?
As quick as possible.
So the pressure is on financially for you?
That's right.
'Cause the heat is on.
Yes, the heat is on for Sydney, who's given himself 6 to 8 weeks to get this place up to scratch. And although he's got 8 other properties, this is his biggest project to date.
I've never done this much work before. Yeah, this is a major project for me.
And are you intending on doing some of the work yourself, Sydney?
No.
So you're going to get the guys in?
I'll leave it to professionals, yeah.
Well, for an undertaking like this, I think Sydney's making exactly the right decision. It's not as if he's got plenty of time on his hands. As well as his property portfolio, he owns and runs a nursery for under 5s and has an ink cartridge refilling franchise.
How do you find the time to keep over everything?
Well, the nursery has got its own manager. The shop has its own manager as well. And all I do is just, you know, pop in whenever they need me.
Great job for you.
Thank you.
So are you a busy guy? Are you know, 24/7? Are you running around checking everything out?
Yeah, I would say I am fairly busy, yes. Yeah, keeps me out of trouble.
Tell me about your budget. How much money have you got to do the work here?
I have got 15 to 20,000.
And that's tops.
20,000 tops.
Sydney, good luck with this project. I hope it's done in time and that your tenants are very happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sydney isn't fazed by this job. In fact, Mr. Organised relishes the challenge. 15 to 20,000 pounds, well, that is a healthy budget, but will it be enough to overhaul this property? And will he complete it all in just 6 to 8 weeks? Those
Trust to do the work is key to getting it right with minimal stress. With a property like this, you don't need to let the damage put you off, particularly if you do as Sydney did and get a structural survey first.
Right here, we had most of the cosmetic smoke damage. The smoke damage did look a lot worse than it was because everything was totally blackened out. Most of the electrical appliances melted from the heat. I'm sure that put a lot of people off at the auction, but having surveyed it with a surveyor, we sort of discovered that it was just mainly cosmetic. And the most of the work that had to be done was really the plaster, which was really old and flaking. So we had to remove the plaster and then replaster and reskim and redecorate.
The benefit of having to rip everything out and start again is that this house feels like a brand new home. We asked 2 local estate agents to cast their expert eyes over it.
I'm very impressed with what's been done at the property. When I came previously, I went upstairs because of the problems that were up there. I'm very impressed with the standard that it's been done to and how it's turned out with the extension out the back.
I like the use of the space, especially with the ground floor extension. It allows basically to optimise the bedroom space upstairs. I think where they've cut in with the ensuite and the WC upstairs as well takes away the fact that the bathroom is now on the ground floor.
With Sydney purchasing the property for $175,000 and spending £34,000 on the work, his total outlay is £209,000. He already has tenants in and they're paying £1,300 a month. Thanks to that extension, this is £200 more than originally agreed and gives him a rental yield of around 7.5%. However, if he were to consider selling,
I would put this property on the market for £240,000.
I would put it on the market for $275,000 and expect to achieve a figure very close to that.
Well, I think more of the 240,000 mark. Yes, that's what I had in mind. Looking at other properties in the area, I think 240 is reasonable, yes. But if I can achieve 275, that's even better.
with those prices, the property could generate a pre-tax profit of between $31,000 and $66,000 minus expenses. But with tenants in and Sydney happy with the finished product, it doesn't sound like selling is on the horizon.
No, I don't think it's the right market to sell. Yeah, I'm going to keep hold of it. Yeah, I'm not selling.